we had faculty assembled at the beginning of the year, and we asked them what they thought that they wanted to cover and what you might want to see and hear, and I feel like we got a home run right here. So great to have you all here. This is a simulation, which means there will be a performance that will lay out a sort of a case study for you. And after will be a panel discussion to address challenges to mental health and performance faced by student athletes in university communities. And for this is the first IPEC event that we've been able to host from the Biddeford campus, really for the Biddeford campus, and we're so excited to be able to be here and to learn about the kinds of things that you are interested in covering. And we've got some great co-sponsors in athletic training, exercise and sport performance, and the Interprofessional Simulation and Innovation Center. And we have a number of panelists as well who you'll meet later. So thank you to our co-sponsors for helping to make this possible. My name is Chris Hall. I'm the program manager of the Interprofessional Education Collaborative, and that collaborative is a community of faculty and staff who work to provide interprofessional experiences for students outside of the curriculum. For some of you, this is required, and some of you are here purely because you're interested in the topic, and that's okay. Today, we did put out the interprofessional seating cards, and as we do more of these events, and you come to all of them because they're so awesome, we will be asking you to do that, to make new friends, sit with people that you don't already know, so that you can learn about, from, and with each other on the topic that we're discussing. So that about, from, and with each other is the essence of interprofessionality. So you're learning about your others' roles and responsibilities. You're learning together, or maybe about a new topic, and you're learning from each other about your areas of expertise. And so we're going to discuss the topic, and you'll have a chance to discuss with the team at your table, and just take time to reflect on how your own perceptions of the issues that get raised here today, how they might affect not only your future patient interactions, if you are indeed going to be a healthcare provider, but also your current relationships with your team members and your peers, because mental health does not discriminate who it affects. And so it is bigger than an athletic question, although that's what we're addressing today. When you go to ask a question or have a comment, each of your tables has a microphone. That microphone is live when you are pushing on the button on the bottom of the stand, and it is not live when you're not pushing the button. So it's not enough to tap it and ask your question. You've got to hold it down. And nobody's died from talking into the microphone yet, so don't be afraid. You do have attendance cards at each seat. This is how we've been doing interprofessional events on the Portland campus for a long time, and these attendance cards become the attendance of record. So if you have been required to attend by your faculty, you want to make sure one of these gets filled out and turned in to us at the end, and we'll be collecting them as you exit. You've gotten your dinner. Everybody got something to eat. And just make yourselves comfortable, and I'll take this moment to introduce Associate Clinical Professor Katie Hawk from the Department of Exercise and Sport Performance, and we'll get started.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for coming. I know many of you know me as sometimes maybe blindfolding you and doing more fun things. But this is an issue very close to my heart. I've been coaching for 25 years and teaching for a long time. And I think we all have seen a rise in mental health issues. Tonight's event is just to try and get the conversation going, to try and make one small step to try and destigmatize mental health issues and try and get a conversation going so we can address issues and give you the resources that you maybe need as a student athlete or even a student. As I was putting this together, I came across this article by Shelley, and I'm going to kill her last name, but Chajelsky. And it kind of hit true to me as I was reading it, and I'm just going to read it you. It says, admitting that you need help or a moment to yourself requires courage in its starkest form, vulnerability. First, a lot of us, this is terrifying realization. After all, If we embrace our vulnerability, we run the risk of appearing needy or insufficient. We expose ourselves to rejection. We admit to the world that we are not indestructible forces. Vulnerability means bearing your truth to another and removing the "I've got it all together" mask we often present to the world, and this takes guts. I also need to read this disclaimer tonight. We've developed this case based on evidence from the most recent literature, including insights from student athletes and their personal experiences. The characters in this scenario are fictional and do not represent any specific student from our community. It is not uncommon for students to sometimes experience emotional reactions to simulations. This is completely normal human response, so please know that we are here to support you at any time. What Chris didn't tell me, because I'm not used to speaking in front of huge crowds, is that you're meant to do a 16 font and not just print it off. Anyway, I would like to now introduce Professor Dawn-Marie Dunbar. She is the director of the Interprofessional Simulation and Innovation Center up in Portland, and if you haven't been, you should visit it. It's fantastic. And she is going to be our facilitator for the night. I would also like to thank WCHP Dean, Dean Perdue, the IPEC office, the Department of Exercise and Sports Performance, and the Innovation Center and Simulation Center for sponsoring tonight's event.
Thank you, Katie. Hi, you guys. How are you today? Are you good? Had a long day today? Okay. I want you to know this is not going to hurt your brain, and we're going to take good care of you. So just take a deep breath and relax. So what I'm going to do for you first is I'm going to set the stage. You're going to get an opportunity to meet a couple of student athletes and a coach tonight, and I'm going to give you the background to that story. Okay. Carl is a freshman in college, having arrived here from a medium-sized rural high school in the Southeast where he played hockey and soccer. He was one of the top athletes at his school, and over the 4 years won several awards and was captain of the hockey team both his junior and senior years. He was also involved in community service, volunteering at the Boys and Girls Club once a week. He maintained a GPA of over 3.0 and was known to be an excellent student who was confident participating in class and well liked by his teachers. Carl's parents are very proud of his accomplishments and brag about him to anyone who will listen. His dad, Doug, was an excellent athlete in high school and got a full scholarship when he went to college, where he continued to excel both athletically and academically. His mom, Kathleen, is a primary care doctor, believes education is the key to a good life, and wants her kids to excel and succeed similarly to her and Doug. To that end, both parents have always kept close tabs on Carl's schedule and have advocated for him when he has had some bumps in the road. Carl's transition to university has had its up and down. Getting used to the independence and managing his own schedule caused some difficulties, and in his first semester, he had to withdraw from one of his classes because he had fallen behind. He's on the hockey team, which is his favorite part of his college experience. He really wants to show Coach what he can do and be in the best shape possible. He worries about gaining the freshman 15 and how it would impact his game. So he exercises in the gym every day, strives to be able to work out twice a day, which is in addition to the recommended workouts of the hockey team. A couple of teammates have called him out on this, but he denies it. He's restricting his food intake, mainly using supplements, because he believes that they will give him all the nutrients he needs. When he does eat real food, he sticks to chicken breast and steamed vegetables. Carl easily made friends with his teammates and spends most of his time with them outside of class and practice. Since several of them are upperclassmen, he feels pressure to fit in, which means he's gone to several parties with students who are quite a bit older than him. In high school, he minimally experimented with drinking and never tried marijuana, but being in college and not having his parents breathing down his back, he now drinks at parties, sometimes excessively, and has had a regular habit of smoking marijuana. The smoking has been really helpful in taming his anxiety. Today in the athletic training room, the AT noticed that Carl is struggling with strength and endurance, a gradual decline he's been noting over the semester, and he's talked with Carl about it before. He refers him to Coach, and after working with the AT, Carl goes to see him. Coach was made aware of his academic difficulties and has heard others talking about Carl's drinking and smoking. Coach is also concerned because he's heard that Carl is doing workouts before and sometimes after practice, which has taken a toll on Carl's body and ability to succeed on the ice. Carl bursts into Coach's office concerned that the report from the AT means that he's not going to get any playing time. Coach takes the opportunity to discuss Carl's grades and rumors he's heard about Carl's use of alcohol and marijuana. Carl plays it down. He does concede that the transition to college has had its challenges, and he's getting a lot of pressure from his parents, especially after they found out he had to drop a class. Coach talks to him about the importance of good grades and staying healthy so he can play and stay enrolled at the university. Carl assures Coach that he has it under control, and now that he has one semester under his belt, that he's sure he'll do better this semester. At that moment, Carl's phone rings. It's his father. Coach can hear that his father is asking about his courses and his playing time. Carl answers, "It's okay, Dad. Geez, I'm talking to Coach right now. Yes, of course I want to play. I know school is expensive, okay?" When he hangs up the phone, Carl is distraught. He puts his head down and he won't talk to Coach. The next day, Coach gets a phone call from Carl's dad. The dad angrily lights into Coach about Carl's playing time and wants answers about why he isn't playing more. He talks about how much he is paying for his son to go to college.
Hey, man. The guys and I are gonna grab some pizza before the game Sunday. You coming?
Of course. I'll be there right after my workout. I just want to get in before the party starts. Plus, I'm laying off pizza. Too much fat and carbs.
What? We've had 4 intense workouts in a row. Take a break, dude. No pizza? No wonder you're looking a little frail.
Nah, cool, man. Ain't nothing wrong with being a little lean. But those workouts were a killer, though. My legs felt like they was finna fall off. I just put in some speed workouts so Coach knows I'm working hard to get some more playing time.
Life's all about balance. You gotta take a break. Coach told us to rest after practice yesterday. Not listening to him is no way to get more playing time. Having a slice or two will do you some good.
My dad just pressured me about more playing time. If I have to hear one more time that he's not paying tuition for me to sit on the bench, my head's gonna explode.
Parents can be tough, believe me. I know. The sooner you let that crap roll off your back, the better you'll feel.
How the heck am I supposed to figure that out? My parents are crazy. My dad called me when I was in Coach's office. I wanted to hide under his desk. I know he overheard him talking to me on the phone like that.
I dealt with the same stuff freshman year. I talked to Coach. He helped me get into it with the counselor. It really helped me put it into perspective. I didn't want to talk about it at first.
A counselor? If my parents thought I was speaking to a counselor, they would freak out.
Man, you're an adult now. You don't gotta tell them. Anyway, talk to Coach. I bet he'd help.
Hey man, what a party last night. We was lit. Barely remember the game. What was the score anyway?
The score? Are you kidding me, dude?
Nah, really, I smoked some really good stuff yesterday. Between that and the beer, things got really blurry. You didn't think none of that was cool?
Come on, Carl. I don't smoke. You were really messed up. It's all fun and games until... Don't you think you went a little overboard?
No more than anybody else?
Pff, that's a lie. You couldn't even stand up. That's no way to get better grades, or more playing time for that matter. Coach overheard some of the guys talking about how much you've been smoking lately.
That's the last thing I need. Who's snitching?
Doesn't matter, bro. We're a team. We've got each other's back. What's up with all the smoking anyway?
It's the pressure. It helps me chill out.
Hey, Carl, nice job out there today. You made some good plays.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, after you shower up, why don't you come up to my office?
Something wrong, Coach?
No, just checking in with the team like usual.
What's up, Coach?
Hey, have a seat, Carl. Take a load off. You guys have been working hard out there.
You telling me? My legs felt like cement last week.
The AT told me she saw you in the gym on Sunday. I thought I told you guys to take it easy.
Yeah, you did, but I've been in a role with working out. I just want to be ready for any playing time you want to throw my way.
You know, that's what I like about you, Carl, commitment. But the AT thinks you're overtraining. Now, I've noticed you've been losing some pounds.
Diet and exercise, that's all it's about. I mean, that's what my parents used to say.
I know parents can be tough. And moving from high school to collegiate sports is a transition. How do you think you're handling that?
To be honest, I had a rough start in the beginning, but things are really starting to click for me now. Making new adjustments with my teammates, meeting new friends. I even got my performance nutrition down.
But one thing I can say about you is you put forth the effort. That's a great quality, both in school and on the ice. But it's also about balance.
You know what? Zach said the same thing. He even told me I should come talk to you.
That's why Zach's captain. He's a good leader, and he really cares. Why did he tell you to come see me?
He said he had something about a rough freshman year, and you helped him out, especially about his parents.
Yeah, it's not unusual for parents to be rough on you. It's pretty typical, actually. And I'm not a mind reader or anything, but I bet it's affecting your schoolwork.
The one thing that will get my parents off my back is good grades and more playing time.
My experience tells me you're going to have to work on some other things to make that all happen. How about we come up with a plan to keep you on track?
Nah, I'm fine. I know Zach went to a counselor and stuff. I don't need that crap. I'm good.
You're going to have to start somewhere. You're overtraining, and you're not fueling the body with the right nutrition. You need energy to play. I'm just not seeing it.
I can't catch a break.
Listen, we have a nutritionist and folks you can talk to. Just a few sessions. Plus, the AT is going to keep an eye on you to make sure you don't go beyond the team recommendation for workouts.
I'll come back in a couple of days. We can talk about it.
And Carl, I know about how far you've been taking the partying. I'm guessing the smoking is taking the edge off. You can get yourself in real trouble if you keep that up.
I wish I knew who was telling you all this shit.
It doesn't matter. You've heard it all before. We've got each other's backs. Another reason to talk to someone.
Okay, you've had a chance to meet Carl. At your table, there is a list of debriefing questions. So some questions that we'd like you at your table to go through. I would ask that one person sort of takes charge of reading the questions to the group. Your discussion is going to stay within your table, okay? So don't worry, you're not going to have to report out to the large group. There's also some faculty and some staff, some facilitators, as well as some of the coaches who are just circulating around, and they can help you if you've lost track of your questions or if you need anything.
What's up,
So
snitch?
I'm going to give you a few minutes to answer those questions within your group. So the most important thing is y'all got a chance to maybe hopefully meet someone that you haven't met before, another student. But what I really want you to go away with today is to know some faces of some people on this campus that really love and care about you and are here to support you. So I'd like to ask some of our staff and faculty to come on up front. And I'm going to hand the microphone to each one of them, and they're going to introduce themselves. They're going to tell you what they do here at UNE and where their offices are located. All of these people, when we asked them if they'd be interested in coming here tonight and spending time with us, just fell over themselves to volunteer. So there are people who really care about you. Well, maybe they didn't fall over themselves, but they were excited to come. So we'll start here.
Hi, everybody. I'm Anne-Marie Davey. I'm professor of nutrition, and I see a lot of familiar faces here. And I just want you to know that as I'm seeing many of the Westbrook College of Health Profession students, where nutrition is one of the core course requirements, I get to meet an awful lot of you. And some of the topics that we talk about may trigger different emotions in you. And as you know, if you've been in my classes, I'm always talking about athletes and how nutrition impacts performance. So I see students in my office confidentially. Whenever any student comes to me after class, or they might email me that they just have some nutrition concerns or something they'd like to talk about, I'm very open and willing to always talk to any of you about any of your food-related issues, concerns, or emotions, or anything that might be triggered as a result of food and pressure, disordered eating patterns, anything that might be impacting your performance, like Carl, who was just living on chicken and vegetables and diet supplements. So know that I'm here for you. I care about all of you and would be happy to talk with you in confidence.
Hi, my name is Ashley Potvin-Fulford. I'm the head women's rugby coach. Thank you. And so one of the things I just wanted to share with you guys, my office is in the Forum, 222. Even if you're not within athletics or anything like that, please know I'm available if I'm in my office, and you guys can always stop by. One of the things that they asked us, before coming to do this was why mental health is important to us and why it resonates with us. And, I think that working within athletics, we always want to see you guys at your absolute best. And that's why it is so important to us. And being a former Division III college athlete, I didn't really do a lot with my own mental health prior to and unfortunately suddenly losing my dad as a junior in college. And I had this amazing support system that came out of nowhere, that was professors, that were coaches, that were people within athletics that I didn't even know that they knew who I was, just constantly checking in. So I really want to be a person for you guys on campus that you guys can check in with, and someone that's available to help you guys get through some of the difficult stuff that you have to deal with.
Hi, everyone. My name is Erin Schleen. I'm one of the athletic trainers here. I work with women's rugby as well as men's basketball. I was really honored to be chosen for this. I feel like mental health is such an important piece for a student. And both my undergrad involvement being an RA and then now being an athletic trainer, I don't just help fix people physically, but I also want to be there for you guys mentally as well. Whether you're having a bad day, going through a tough time, please know that even if you're not my athlete or my team that I'm working with, that I hopefully can be a resource for you guys. My office door is always open. I am in the Forum as well, so I want to be able to be there for you to get you any resources that you guys may need on campus.
I'm Mike Lichten. I'm the head football coach here at UNE. I've been here 3 years. It has gone by incredibly quickly. So I still feel new, but very well entrenched here and excited. Right down the hall from Ashley in the Harold Alphon Forum. Again, all of our doors are always open for our entire football staff, and I'd like to speak for all of athletics. We're part of this community in a special way. The biggest thing I've noticed since being a head coach for almost 10 years now at the college level, the number one thing we have to deal with outside of our sport is the mental health and well-being of our athletes. And if you're going to go into a health service profession, a coaching profession, an educational profession, it's something you're going to have to be prepared to discuss and support the people around you each and every day. That's increasing every day. So we're really excited to see so many people here and interested in being involved in promoting, not only talking about it, but having confidence in bringing it to other people's attention. So great turnout, and I'm really thrilled to be here.
Hi, everyone. My name is Charlie Haycock. I'm the area coordinator for the Quad, and I work for the Office of Housing and Residential/Commuter Life. I'm here in part of this panel to talk a little bit about what other offices on campus and especially what housing can do for you all, from our resident advisors all the way up to professional staff like myself, and how a lot of us can look at you from the student perspective, because a lot of student athletes tend to get looked at from the athlete perspective, where there's a lot of stigma around that. We tend to focus on sort of the student and looking at everything that you're doing and make sure that you feel supported here as much as possible. And then from a little bit of personal experience myself, I was a club athlete, so I wasn't NCAA, but what I found through being a club athlete was a really sense of community within my team, and that gave me some unique perspectives on the power of teamwork and how everybody should be there to support each other as you work towards a common goal. My personal office is in Featherman 115. The door is open and unlocked there during business hours. So even if you don't live in the quad, you can still come and talk to me.
Hello, my name's Richard Oliver. I'm a clinical counsellor here on the Biddeford Campus. I've been here for about 3 years. You'll have to bear with me because I usually talk to people one-to-one, so this is about 2 years worth of people in front of me. So I'm not used to these numbers. But I'd like to add that we're here to support you, students, athletes, Monday through Friday, 9 till 4. Our last appointment ends. And there's 3 other counsellors on this campus, and there's 3 or 4 in Portland if you're on that campus. And all of us, our goal is to make sure that you're a healthy student. That's our goal, whether you play sports or not. That's our priority. So I'd really like to sort of really support that across your years here. You can access services here at any time in those 4 years, as long as you're a full-time student. And there's unlimited sessions. We can do phone consultations as well if you're an established client. So if you're out on rotations or internships or you're doing research over the summer, we are available for you as well. We also work basically 51 weeks of the year. Hopefully that stays the same. And we can also make referrals downstairs to the nurse practitioner if medications are being thought about. So that's for me. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to wrap up for today, like out of class early, right? So I know how you like that. Okay, I've been teaching for 14 years, so I know when you say, oh, you can go early, you're excited. But what I want you to know is that everyone that's here on the panel, as well as all the faculty and staff facilitators are here, we're gonna hang out for a while. So if you have any questions and it's easier for you to ask your question one-on-one or anything you need, feel free to come up and talk to us. If we aren't the right person, we will make sure we get you to the right person, okay? Love each other, be good to each other, and know that we're here to support you. Thank you, guys.